Hi everyone, welcome back to BeRich. It's me here with Anand talking about something interesting that happened a few days and is still continuing to happen, which is the SCO Summit. There's been a lot of controversy around our geopolitical situation, globally speaking, considering what has happened with Donald Trump and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the friendship which has fallen down, and now we are staring at a barrel of 50% tariff which has come into effect. There's been a lot of speculation on what India would do. There's a lot of speculation even in the American media where there's divided opinions on what is being done to India. What India's major grouse is that we are being punished this brutally because of Russian oil, while the Chinese, who consume far more Russian oil than we do, are at a much lower slab of tariff. So this seems very unfair, is what a majority of Indians feel. If what is good for the goose, it should be good for the gander, is what the general opinion is. Well, in that backdrop, America has been pressurizing India. India looks at pivoting and trying to show it has other shores where we can go and find our fortunes. And in that spirit, our Prime Minister is now at the SCO Summit with Vladimir Putin and with the Premier of Xi Jinping, who is the current leader in rotation of the SCO, of course, with other world leaders from Iran, Turkey, Pakistan, and the UN General Secretary is also there. And this is rather interesting. Considering that India has challenges with China in the past, the border history and the recent border history, the Pakistan factor, which recently happened in the Operation Sindoor, and but at the back there has been diplomatic efforts, and China and India have resumed travel and trade ties again, and the rare earth supply seems to have been a major win for the time being. So all this taken into consideration, are we in a new alignment, world alignment, Anand?
See, India has several problems, and in these problems lie opportunity also. India's primary problem is from the last 25 years, we have drifted closer to America. Before 2000, we were a country which was equidistant from all powers. From 2000 to counter China, Americans have invested a lot in Indian relationships. Irrespective of party in power, both the Vajpayee government and the Manmohan Singh government have built this tie over three presidentships. President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, and one President Trump presidency before this. Okay? And so we have developed strategic ties in the sense that they gave us weapons and access to technology. We are assembling for Boeing and Airbus. We are assembling some for military helicopters. So we have done a long way we have come. And they also they took us special exemption to get us away from the nuclear pariah status. And also what has happened is our powers in software services has meant that a huge Indian diaspora is there in America now, much bigger than what was before. I think it's a couple of million, if not more. We are a significant player in the American domestic polity also. These Indian Americans have traditionally been Democrats, but a substantial some portion voted for President Trump in this election. In fact, Prime Minister Modi campaigned for Mr. Trump. So much investment was made. Having said this, India has been paid back in two manners. One is what you said is the 50% tariff. The second one, which you did not touch upon, is the bigger problem. Is that Asif Munir, who is the de facto ruler of Pakistan, has been invited for lunch with Mr. Trump twice because Pakistan has made big investments in the Trump meme coin and has handed out lucrative contracts to Donald Trump. So, what Trump has done for the first time in 25 years after Clinton, that is from Clinton made the first pivot.
Correct.
So, you are going before Clinton.
Yes.
Nearly 30 years of Indo-American relationship has been broken, and he has firmly sided with Pakistan this time.
Hmm.
And in spite of subtle requests going from the Indian government, he has been entertaining the Pakistani general,
Hmm.
which has left India in the cold because Pakistan has managed the impossible of having very good relations with China
Correct.
and having extremely good relationships with Trump.
Yes.
The American left and American, even the neocons,
Hmm.
basically everybody except Trump, except the MAGA group, is aghast with this because, in the long term interest
Hmm.
of countering Putin and Trump, Putin and Xi Jinping, they needed India as an ally.
Correct.
Now, even if they mend fences, like what Scotty Besant has said,
Hmm.
no Indian government will trust an American president again.
Correct.
So next 30 years is going to be extremely difficult.
Correct.
So it is Mr. Trump is transient, Prime Minister Modi is transient.
Correct.
The damage done means future generations of Indians
Hmm.
will not trust Americans anymore.
Correct.
There may be talks, there may be concessions, and they'll kiss up and make up. But this shock is that the Indians in 71 felt the Americans were an unreliable ally,
Hmm.
and we will now be certain that the Americans are not a reliable ally, they are fair weather friends.
Hmm.
This means Russian imports of arms, which had come to nearly 30%, is set to grow.
Correct.
We diversified into Israel and United States because we believe Putin would not support us even event of war with China.
Hmm.
And even with this war with Pakistan, Putin did not support us.
Hmm.
These are the two problems.
Hmm.
The third economic problem is Prime Minister Modi
Hmm.
believed in that PLI scheme, Productivity Linked Incentive Scheme, in which he said that he will replace China as a big exporter, which Raghuram Rajan warned him against repeatedly. Now, this 50% tariff has meant that the productivity linked incentive has gone for a toss, though there is an exemption for cell phones and medicines.
Correct. For how long we don't know.
We don't know how long. More than the tariff, it is the insensitivity with which it was done. And the feeling is, in the name of humiliating Prime Minister Modi, he has humiliated a nation.
Correct.
So the Indians will not trust Modi, irrespective of who is in power. It will be very difficult for America to win back India's trust.
Very true.
Right? Luckily for India, services are not affected. Because if they clamp down on services, the rupee will be in huge problems.
Hmm.
The plain matter of the fact is that this is a personal breakdown of relationship between Trump and Modi. Mr. Trump wanted to score a brownie point, wanted to feel important because he could not stop the Putin Ukraine war. He wanted to feel important because he thought the India Pakistan war was important. It is not possible to concede today. It could have been considered on day one that Trump talked to both of us and both of us agreed. There have been Indian prime ministers who have done this before. In 1999, Nawaz Sharif went to Clinton. He was told to pull back, he pulled back, and we gave the Americans the credit. In 1965, we gave in the USSR the credit. The world wouldn't have come down had we given due credit because it was the Americans who called and stopped the fight. Because we were not expecting the Chinese to be in support of
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Now, China has realized that Mr. Modi is cornered and does not have many options. Because India has a trade surplus with United States. We have a huge trade deficit with China. There is nothing you cannot buy from China. Even from your Vinayaka idols to your calendars, everything is coming from China. There is nothing you can export to China. It is not a relationship of equals. We have had a border history with China. There is no way we can be close friends with Chinese. Prime Minister Nehru paid the price, Prime Minister Modi paid the price, but now there is no lack of options. Today, whatever you showed me, SCO meeting, is a reflection of what I have been telling you for some time. The world is broken into two groups. There are liberals on one side without leadership because America is refusing to be the leader of the Western Bloc, which includes Europe today, basically Europe and Japan, and the authoritarian bloc, which is China,
Russia.
Russia, Turkey. It is the authoritarian bloc which has got together in SCO, and Prime Minister Modi has been forced to go there.
Yeah, Iran also.
Iran is an authoritarian
Yeah, that's what I'm
state.
saying.
So these are authoritarian states, and except China, all of them have been humbled by America. We are just now a crybaby gang, honestly.
But what I want to reflect is this is something similar that happened to India way back in 1970s when Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was there during the famine time when we had gone to Lyndon Johnson at the time when he had promised to release grains to us on a certain condition. We open up our financial sector to the American market and whole bunch of things. Then he, you know, insulted her. Then she went and joined arms with friends, became friends with the Russians. So, and that point, from the 1970s, where it fractured, where the world's largest and oldest democracy is fractured friendship, took 20 odd years to come back to where we became friends again. Do you think this fracture which we have had now is as significant as that, that we may not see in our lifetime the warm relations we just enjoyed a few years
No,
back?
I don't think so because two things have changed. Between the time Prime Minister Mrs. Gandhi ruled and where Prime Minister Modi is now, two things have changed. One is information technology. India gives the raw information and technology power. India was not a significant market for IT services. India is the second largest market for ChatGPT. India is the second largest market for Google. India is one of the largest markets for Meta. India is one of the largest markets for Coke outside America. Right?
Correct.
So our markets and economies are interlinked. And like I told you, in 1971 there were some Indians, right? Now there are 3 million Indians. And who have not gone 3 generations back. They are just one generation with lot of family ties here.
The connection is very strong.
The connections are strong. Votes will be influenced. If I were a Democrat, I would be playing the Indian American card.
Beating my chest, saying, "Oh my God, oh
Yes,
my
the
God."
Democrats have already started that. It's just and it's a very wealthy group. They are feeling insulted and
Disenfranchised.
traumatized by
The behavior
by the behavior of petulant
of a
child
prime minister, the president they supported.
they supported. They can raise a lot of money and there are significant vote base. If it consolidates behind a Democrat candidate, it can do damage. It will do damage even in the congressional elections.
Yeah, and that is a funny thing when you're saying that because
So Trump
historically,
can,
yeah,
so Trump,
historically, the Republicans have been the ones who are more friendly to Indians.
the Indian immigrants have been friendly to Democrats, irrespective from Clinton to Biden, irrespective, even Trump in the first term, have all been friends of America, irrespective of whether you are a Republican or whether you are a Democrat.
Okay.
See, finally, India is too big a market for the American corporates,
Okay.
and there are too many Indians there.
Then what you're saying, with what you're saying right now, does it make sense to bear the brunt of the pain for the next 2 3 years till this breaks?
I do not know how long it will last.
Okay.
I am no scientist. I am no political scientist to tell you how long this will last.
Okay.
I can draw the broad contours, it will break.
Okay.
You will soon see the Democrats supporting India.
Okay.
But I am not the ones in television studios in Delhi saying that India should fight back, because you have not given any advantages to the small guy. The government has been feeding the big guys so far.
Okay.
All the PL1 schemes and all the schemes went to the rich guys. The real guys who are going to feel the pain are the small and micro medium enterprises in places like Western Tamil Nadu and Central Tamil Nadu. Textile, leather, shrimp farming, those kind of small guys. The government has done announced nothing for them.
Okay.
They are the ones who are going to feel the pain. It's easy for you and me to
Sit here in the armchair
and say that let's bring it on.
okay.
It's a question of people pledging their house to banks, accounts turning NPA in cases being filed.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope that gave you some food for thought on this Saturday evening as we wait for the month of September to start and the markets to open and to see where we are heading as we get into the last quarter of this year. Anyway, I hope you do have a wonderful weekend. And nothing else more to say than a good evening from us in BeRich today.
Thank you for watching BeRich.